And there we go. I was hitting all the buttons. Okay. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Happy Friday night. You've made it to the weekend. And we're going to start our Friday night with a couple hours of Raging Loop. What I do need to recall what happened in the last stream. Let me see. I think we had an encounter with the god thing that is possessing or has the body of Haru. We had an exchange, we had a conversation. Haruaki couldn't help himself, and he was like, "You're a pretty cute god," which is such a lame line. That's I mean, written whatever, it's whatever, but I mean, even just personally, could you imagine me being like, "Oh, one last thing, you're a pretty cute god." Crazy thing to say, but he will do whatever. Nothing, no shame will stop him from making moves on literally anyone he can. On one hand, I want to respect it. On a million other hands, I hate him for it. That's just how it is. So there was that. I do recall that. I think our last stream of this was only about an hour and a half, though. So I know there had to have been other stuff than that. I think there was some kind of conversation about with Rikako towards the end, where we were talking about Mako and how Mako was like being a little rebel. There was that. We're in the branch. Oh yeah, we had to. Our last decision we had to make was, we had to basically, are we going to kill off, Hashimoto or Takumi, because those were our two options, and it was basically given to us that we had to choose. And we were like, okay, well, Hashimoto is a threat in the social game, but the obvious thing was that Takumi was the snake. It was very clear that he was the snake. And so we saw that if we went after Hashimoto and left Takumi, he was the snake, and he clearly researched me, and then we got in trouble. So then we saw the alternate path, and I was right about that. I actually got that one right, because then I was like, okay, let's go to the other path. We kill the snake, which in theory opens it up for us. That's really good for us, right? A good situation in the overall game here for us three wolves. But yeah, we kill the snake, we kill Takumi. Hashimoto's still around. I would assume he's still a threat. And then there was the mom, Kaori, was like, we really need to kill my sons. So I will allow us to eliminate them, but we better kill one of my sons next round. Because she's like, I forget exactly what it is. I don't think she just wants, she has it in her fucked up head where she's like, this is the best way to ease their suffering kind of thing. I don't know if it's those exact words, and I may be misremembering it, but I'm pretty sure, from what I understand, is that in her weird, fucked up motherly ways, as a wolf, she sees the writing on the wall, maybe, and she's like, if we kill them, if you guys kill them, or she wants them dead so bad, she's like, you guys have to kill them, us as the wolves kill them, or I will kill them myself and take the penalty and also die alongside them. Like, she's like, that's like the kind of thing. So I think we'll probably see here in a bit, maybe get offered the chance to either go with her, go with what she wants, or break that the promise, and then probably see the outcomes of each. I could see something like that happening. So I think those are the three big things kind of from the last hour and a half stream that we did of this. That would be my guess. Obviously, the big one was talking with the weird god thing. We've properly, finally confirmed the ID of the bandaged up sprite character thing is the persona of that god, take it with inside of Haru or whatever, however you want to view it. But the other important things is killing Takumi as the snake instead of Hashimoto. So the snake is gone. And then, yeah, the mom saying she needs to get what she wants out of this next round, or there will be hell to pay. Excuse me, I keep hiccuping. Hell to pay. So let's see where that puts us if I load in. Okay, so I stopped right at the next feast. That's really good for us. This means 2 hours of feasting on this channel in this video. Very good. Obviously Takumi being gone, I think I made mention of this before, but large gap in that top left corner. Let's just recall everyone that's Old Man Who Cries Wolf was an early kill. Assumingly, Gruff Konzo, is that his name? Yeah, Konzo, I think, took him out. Assumingly, I don't think we actually saw the deed, right? That's a nebulous thing. Obviously, Takumi, like I said. And then we got, who's normally up there? Why am I, like, blanking on faces? I gotta refocus. It's been that kind of Friday. Gotta refocus. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's begin. Let's begin today's feast. We need to hang the wolves that killed Takumi. Prayer time was over for her. Her sadness and confusion had become hatred of the wolves. She can't stop us. She's helpless. Everyone displayed approval of her words, including us wolves. We might have been the ones terrorizing them, but it wasn't hard for us to act like the powerless resistance. First of all, Yasunagi-kun said that Takumi-san's death rendered the snake's power meaningless. His tone seemed authentic, so it was hard to believe he was just hiding that we'd lost the snake. That means that the only confirmed humans so far are Mochi and Hashimoto-san. Oh yeah, of course, Chiani. How could I forget Chiemi? Going to hell for forgetting Chiemi. That was the person that's in that one spot that's empty now. I can't believe I forgot of all people, Chiemi. Now, do I want to try to defend myself and say because she was the first death? And so, like, technically long ago, a couple streams ago. Shouldn't forget her. My bad. I'm sorry, Chiemi. With Chiani, the old wolf man, and Takumi gone, there's only 13 of us now, with 11 being unconfirmed. And we must choose only one to hang, huh? That is quite difficult. I mean, honestly, with 3 wolves still in power and the snake gone, really the wolves should run this game at this point, which leads me to believe that they will in fact not run this game and some horrible thing is going to happen soon. Whether that be Kaori going fucking nuts and losing it and selling us out maybe even, or Haru doing something weird. There's a lot of potentials for weird shit happening, I think. Pick who the snake's looking at tonight. That'll leave just 10. If we're to consider the order, Yasunagi-kun was giving me a sideways glance. It should be you, Ni-chan. You talk a lot, so if people start to think you're suspicious. Yeah, imagine the old fart talks shit about you. Am I suspicious? So are they, let me just check. Oh, I did not mean to hit that. Fucking, I meant to hit the log button. Let me just make sure I got this right. Pick who the snake's looking at tonight. That'll leave just 10. Okay, so yeah, they're operating, they don't know that the snake died technically. Or at least a handful of people in the group don't know that the snake died. So that's what he's saying. He's saying, all right, well, whoever is the snake, let's pick who the snake is going to research tonight, right? So they don't know. They're operating. That's what that is. Okay, so then the line I skipped was, you and the journal woman were against hanging the first day. And then Maria Yasunaga says, Takumi was against it too. Even you understand why, right? Great. My bad there. I voted for the hanging. Kanzo-san began presenting his unreasonable argument. He was basically saying that just about everyone here deserved the noose. I appreciate it. Please calm down. We still don't have enough information to decide. Never settle on a Hashimoto voice. It's a mistake to use that vote as a basis for a hanging. I was the one who suggested it, and I'm a monkey. So please, control yourselves. Now, if we were to be optimistic, what's the likelihood of the old wolf person from yesterday being a wolf? 0. A certain answer from a place no one expected. Oh. Is that a slip up? Does that mean he's the bird, crow, eagle, ostrich? Is that what this is immediately painting? Okay, a certain answer from a place no one expected. Old fart was a human. Are you saying that you... Oh, don't move. Any of you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, Jesus. Sharp words and a sharp sound. He stabbed a kitchen knife from the dining hall into the tatami before him. Haruchen gasped while Kanto-san made a stern face and got up. Wait, this is actually interesting. I could totally see him being like, oh shit, the odds are so against us. If he is the crow, and there are 3 wolves still, and he can tell that there are still 3 wolves because he knows, right? And then he sees that they're losing. I could totally see him being like, all right, well, I just gotta do something different here. Gotta pull out a wild card. I said don't fucking move. It means you too, old fart. Kaza-san could have probably beaten him even with 1 or 2 stab wounds in him. He didn't do it though, probably because the hostility in Yoshitsugu-kun's voice was highly restrained. Despite his intense words, he was very calm and displayed great determination. It was a silent threat. Kanzo-san believed it was worth listening to him. What is it? Say it. He even encouraged him to talk. Yep. I'm the crow. The old wolf guy we hanged yesterday was a human. If anyone else says they're the crow, they're faking it. I'll kill him right now. Stop! We don't need such demonstrations. I won't stop. The feast's all about whether you believe or not, right? In that case, the ones who'll win are the ones who just show how damn serious they are, right? You wolf assholes.
殺される覚悟があんなら語ってみせろやカラスをよ
If you want to die, try saying you're a crow. I dare ya. I saw what he was doing here.
結局は信じるか信じないかだろう。読み意味の宴ってやつは。
The feast's all about whether you believe or not, right? They'd both reached the same conclusion because they weren't wrong. Due to the unreliable nature of playing the odds, the feast became, just as I thought, a game of politics rather than logic. In political scenarios, the ones who were in charge were the loudest and most emotional, not the most rational. So true. After all, logic required energy to understand. Basically, it was a pain in the ass. The people who actually enjoyed building complex logical theories were by far in the minority. The majority disliked wasting energy on understanding them, even if they did have that capacity. There was something they all had in common. They all wanted to believe that the world was actually easy to understand, the truth was simple, and that someone was just making it more complex than it was. The truth was that any world worked based on complicated mechanisms, and it only seemed simple because you wanted to see it that way. However, it was impossible to impress the complexity of the world upon everyone. Thus, people always left certain matters, such as science or politics, to those considered to be pros. It was a sensible delegation of authority. But to earn trust, you need to present yourself in a way that was simple, rather than complex. You needed a story that the ones who'd cast logic aside could easily swallow. Like Takumi-san back then, and Yoshisuga-kun now, they'd realized that, so they decided to gamble on it. Discard logic, pick your methods based on feeling and preference, gamble, and win support. They provided the anti-logic crowd with a convenient lifeboat. It was definitely a good approach. But Yoshisuga-kun had overlooked two things. Doesn't look like there's anyone. Then I guess I'm the real crow, huh? First was his own nature. He was a persuasive person even when there was no basis for it. I actually admired that. Yoshisuga-kun was your generic edgy delinquent to the core. However, he was kind at heart, as well as passionate and naive. That much was plain for me to see. It was why everyone could believe him if he took things seriously enough. As long as he stayed honest, no one would doubt him. It was a rare and valuable talent. In a good-natured society, that is. I see. I see. Then, let's all assume he's the crow while the old wolf man was a human. That means we have 10 other people, 3 of which are wolves. That was all that he'd earned by revealing his guardian to us wolves. Was it really worth the risk? The other thing he'd misunderstood was that this was something that couldn't be emulated. No one who tried something similar would get the same results. This was because winning via brute force was usually a bad move in this game. He was an exception. It did nothing, and he could only use it once. You should have saved that for the end game, Yoshisuga-kun. Oh, how I wanted to say that. I wanted to put on a shit-eating grin and tell that to him. I really wanted him to understand how harsh the world really was. Thus, I had to survive. Damn it, I had to win this even more now.
Yoshisuga-kunの勇気あるカミングアウトに僕は敬意を表したい。
I respect your courage in revealing your guardian.
そして僕も言うべきことがある。
I also have something to say.
何でしょうか?
What is it? If this was Yasunaga-kun's trap, I'd fall right into it. It'd be embarrassing, but I'd just loop back and try again.
僕は蛇の加護者です。だから自分を調べるわけにはいかない。
Ooh, bold move. But the thing is, he knows, that we killed the snake, so he has free reign. And, again, seemingly, there's two things, right? Seemingly, most of the group doesn't know that Takumi was the snake. And I'm assuming it might even bring it up here. I do recall in the last stream that Kaori was not sent, but you know what I mean. She basically had a conversation with her son to try to see if Takumi had explained to him that he was the snake. And she relayed to me, to Haruaki here, me via proxy, that that he didn't reveal that he was the snake to Yasunaga. So I think I see why he's feels comfortable taking this kind of risk. Anyway, I'm the snake. That's why I couldn't look into myself. You? Now it is interesting because they should immediately be like, oh, you're revealing your snake. Isn't that really dangerous? And try to like maybe be like, but like obviously he knows that since he's a wolf, it's not actually dangerous to fake come out as a snake, but whatever.
僕は彼ほどの強烈なアピールはできませんが、もし対抗して狼が蛇を名乗ってきたら、
I can't be as intense as he was, but if there's any wolf who wants to be a fake snake,
その時は全力で論破してみせましょう。
I will tear them down with facts and logic.
いますか？蛇を語る方は。
Do we have any volunteers? No, of course not. Takumi Moro really was the snake.
どうやらこれで未確定者が9人に絞られたみたいです。
That lowers the number of unknowns to 9. And Yasunaga-kun didn't know that either. Oh, how I wanted to thank Takumi-san. Because of how thoroughly he kept his secret, we wolves would be saved.
昨日はあんな言い方をして匠兄を調べることを自分で提案してたんですね。
Is that why you suggested we investigate Takumi?
そういうこと。ただ無駄になってしまったけどね。
Yes, it was wasted though.
そうね。調べる人を明示してしまうのも考えものだわ。調べた端から殺していけば確定者はいつまでも増えない。
I see. So you basically declared who you would investigate, and if the targets are killed, we'll never increase the amount of confirmed humans. Bingo. That was why I suggested we check Takumi-san. I also wanted to see his reaction to help me figure out if he was a snake.
じゃあ、不採司君が初日夜に調べたのは一体誰だったのかな?
Then who did you look into the first night? I already had an answer to that.
織部安永君です。彼は人でした。
Yasunaga Oribe-kun. He was a human.
あと8人。
That leaves 8.
もう一つ仮定しておこうか。
Can I suppose another one?
その可愛い女の子、メイコちゃんだったかな。
That cute little girl, Meiko-chan, right?
彼女はムジナじゃないかな。
Isn't she a badger? I knew he would point that out.
それは嘘をつくとかいう記者さんが言うとったあれかね。
Is that the one you talked about? The one that would lie?
そうです。多分実在したんだと思うんです。
Yes, I think the badger exists.
そんなんじゃない。メイコはヤギだもん。
Bah, no, I'm the goat.
すみません。よくわからないこと。ただ、私もそう思うのです。
I'm sorry that she's being like this, but I also think that as well.
そうでもなければ、このように誰もをくくるなどという子ではありませんから。
If she's not talking nonsense, she insists we hang someone, which is definitely something she did not previously do.
まあ彼女の立ち位置はよくわからないのだけど、一つ言えるのは、もし狼と合流しているのなら。
Well, I don't know what her role is, but if she has contact with the wolves,
きっと静かにしておけと指示を受けると思うんですよね。
I am sure they told her to keep quiet.
だから彼女も人だということでいいんじゃないかと思うわけです。少なくとも狼じゃない。
Therefore, I believe we should assume that she is a human. Definitely not a wolf, at least.
もしそれを外せば残り7人にまで減ります。
If you remove her, that leaves just 7.
肝臓さん、
Kanzo-san,
ふざけんじゃねえ。
quit joking. Silence.
無事なだ。そんなもんおらん。
The badger? I don't exist.
カンちゃん、しかしゲンさんもそのようなことを言ってたわよ。
Gan-chan, did you forget when Jen-san talked about it?
ゲンの親父は最後ボケとったろうが。そんなもん信じられるか。
I need to just figure out if it's
ゲンの親父は
Gen. It is
最
Gen.
後ボケとったろうが
I didn't trust myself.
そんなもん
I
信
kept
じられ
I
る
kept going Gen. I said both. Whatever. Gen gone senile then. Not worth believing.
でも狼なら黙ってるはずって説には説得力が。
But the idea that she'd just be quiet if she was a wolf is believable, right?
これっぽっちもね。狼がガキを見殺しにして目くらましにしとるかもしれんだろうが。
Not at all. The wolves could just be using her as a sacrifice to hide themselves.
おい、ヤスは本当に蛇の加護で人だと知れたか。
Hey, Yasu's really human, huh, Snake?
はい間違いなく。
Yes, no doubt about it.
それならヤスは甘すぎる。
And he's too soft.
そんなことは。
No, I just...
チーが死んだ時もくくらんでええと言った。
You said we shouldn't hang, even when she died?
ああそう
Choked
で
when I
すか。
said that.
僕が信用できないと。
Oh, so you don't trust me? The mood changed. Yasunaga-kun was as stern as he'd been when he was a wolf.
兄貴、黙らせるならやるぜ。
Wanna shut up? Wanna shut him up?
それはまだいい。
Not yet.
ああ、やっすんが怒った。こりゃ早いとこ退散したいな。
Oh man, Yasun's mad. I'd really like to go now.
兄ちゃん、やめようよ。怖いって。おじいちゃんも。
Nii-chan, stop! You're scaring me. You too, OG-chan.
久石さん、さっきは僕を調べるべきだって話になってましたが、それはもう無意味ですよね。
Fusashi-san, we considered investigating me before, but that's meaningless now, right?
そうだね。すでに調べてたから。
Yeah, it's already done.
じゃあ次調べるのはハルちゃんです。
Oh, yeah, that's so good. Because as a wolf who's lying about being a snake, you would definitely want someone other than yourself to suggest to research another wolf, because then you can very easily say, oh yeah, I researched and she's human. And then that really just fucks up their numbers and who they can try to trust and, you know, trying to whittle it down. Then investigate Haru-chan next.
私
Me?
私を調べてくれるの？
You'll do that?
ああ、一度調べてもらったら安心だろ。
Yes. Once that's done, you'll be safe. I didn't mind that. Now that I'd taken the role of a snake, I could lie as much as I wanted. But why do you suggest it now?
ふざけるな。
Quit messing around! Naturally, Kanzo-san snapped.
わしを調べろ。わしは人じゃ。若えのもわしが優先じゃと言った。
Investigate me. I'm human. Youngin said I'm more important here.
確かに発言量の多い順から調べるのが順当かと思うが。
I also believe that it's best to investigate the most influential participants.
馬脚を表したな。
You've shown your true colors.
なんだと。
What?
あなたは孫娘の安否確認より自分が宴で選ぶる方が大事なんだ。
You want to flaunt your importance in the feast instead of ensuring your own granddaughter's safety.
ねえはチーが死んだからって春のことを手元に落ちてってか。
I get it. She's dead, so you want to have Haru now, huh?
はあ
Oh yeah, that was something we did. We planted seeds to have these two bicker at each other, right? That was like a thing. We had a conversation with Kanzo And I think basically the intention of the conversation was to sow seeds of doubt, so that these two, in Kanzo's mind, so that he didn't look favorably at Yasunaga. I think that was the whole thing. What did you say?
僕はハルちゃんのことはそんな風には思っていませんが
I don't think of Haru-chan that way. Yasunaga-kun was able to finish his sentence because Kanzo-san's fist didn't reach him. Oh, did he take the punch? Yoshisuka-kun had jumped in at just the right time to take it in his stomach. You're scum. Shut it! He then sunk his left fist into Yoshisuga-kun's cheek. The teen fell to the ground. Kitchen knife from before was still in the tatami a few feet in front of him. Kanzo-san had already noticed it, so he beat Yoshisuga-kun to the punch and grabbed the handle. Then prepared to... Oji-chan, stop! Everyone is looking at Kanzo-san right now. Cold stares, fearful eyes, judgmental glares. Yasunaga-kun's trap wasn't that special. Like he'd said, it was worth investigating Kanzo-san and confirming his humanity at this point. However, since he was so rough about it, Kanzo-san had gone and treated Haru-chan as Yasunaga-kun's woman rather than his dear granddaughter. That was when he had to retract his statement and stop himself. There were many ways he could have gone about this, like saying that letting Haru-chan be investigated could get her killed, like Takumi-san last night. Or he could have said he'd made a mistake, that Haru-chan was more important, and let her have the turn. He would have still had everyone's respect then. He could have still been the backbone of the village, but now he turned violent and pointed a blade at the defenseless brothers. Right now, he was just a threat to everyone. Awkward. Upon coming back to his senses, he seemed to have realized that he'd crossed a line he could never come back from. The crude old man was at a loss for words. Excuses, manipulation, rationalization, all these concepts were foreign to a character as stoic as he was. A man of few words had little he could say after such a catastrophic blunder. I'll never financially recover from this. However, out of all the words he could have chosen... Oh, is he embarrassed? Is he so embarrassed that he's like, just kill me? Hang me. I certainly didn't expect those.
Oji-chan?
Oji-chan? I've lost my edge. Yasu's right. I forgot what mattered and pointed a blade at a human. Damn, he's like, oh, I've lost the honor. I've lost everyone's trust. I'm done. I might as well be done. No one will listen to me now. That's fine. I gotta be gone. But... No, I'll be all alone then. Haru, that ain't true. Yasumizu's your family. It's what they think too. Yasu.
何ですか
Yes? You can defeat the wolves, right?
そうせざるを得ないです
I must. You too, Yoshi?
当たり前だろうが
Damn fucking right. Oribe, got some good sons.
そんなこと
I only...
一旦落ち着きましょう。いろんなことがごっちゃになってる。
Let us calm down for a second. This is a bit too chaotic. Shut it, outsider.
しかし、
But
これは僕らの問題です
this is our problem.
参ったな。
Oh dear.
カンちゃん、まだ早いんじゃないんかね。
Kan-chan, isn't it too early?
じじい、ババアから死ぬのが正しい順番じゃ。
El-
それはえ
Elders should die first.
え。耐えばも覚悟はしとけ。
Taiba, you better prepare too.
おじいちゃん。
Oji-chan,
春、達者でな。
stay strong, Haru. Oh man, were these people brain dead? Are they stupid? This wasn't the time or place for this. Personal vendettas, lovers' spats, brotherly union, maturity, generation gaps. This wasn't a situation where you could waste time on something like that, was it? Kanzo-san was human, no matter how you put it. Sure, he'd sown some discord, but they had to make an effort to fix that. I didn't mind if they got rid of someone who'd made an unnecessary scene, but their decision should have been more calculated and less emotional. Those who weren't part of their circle just didn't know how to react. Hashimoto-san showed some serious courage trying to intervene. However, he'd underestimated how cold Yasumisu could be towards outsiders. I knew that well, thanks to Chiemi. Well, not like I objected to this outcome. If these people were going to accept his death and find unity in madness, I'd just play along. I wasn't looking down on them, I just thought they were brain dead, but I had to take that back. Madness was a fearsome foe to face. I let myself revel in victory once I actually won, and I would definitely emerge victorious. Thanks to my looping, I had all the attempts I needed and then some. Don't become... Why'd her face just come back to my head? She'd had nothing to do with this turn of events, right? Not even the last time. What was I not supposed to become? Takumi-san and Chiemi were gone now. Thus, the task of tying up, dragging, and hanging Kanzo-san had transferred to the Uribe brothers. The elder brothers led, while the younger one dragged. Everyone else followed after, singing a saddening version of Prayer to Shinai. Though perplexed, the journos joined in too, and they looked a lot like I had back then. By this point, the feeling that the villagers were crazy had dulled, and I was starting to believe that I was the anomaly here. The term peer pressure came to mind. There certainly was a way to use peer pressure to erode people's aversion to murder and reduce them to marionettes. By imposing such meaningless, repetitive rituals on a group of people enough times, they would eventually be viewed as commonplace events. It'd be done many times throughout its history, in wars, POW camps, cultist sects, and the feast. No, Yasumisu as a whole was a prime example of that. The local culture was deeply ingrained in their minds. Anyone living here would eventually start to question their own way of life. Huh? So the story I'd created wasn't far off the mark. Anyone living near a hellish place long enough would themselves become inhabitants of hell. If you looked at it that way, I might have been a resident of hell myself. Now, what did the great lord of the local hell, Shinai-sama, want out of something so needlessly profound? I still didn't know. In fact, I wasn't sure if the god himself knew what he wanted out of this. Just a thought. An eternal dance of murder and concealment, shrouded in the densest mist.
Oji-chan.
Oji-chan.
もう挨拶はした。
I already said goodbye.
みんな、あとは頼んだ。
I leave the rest to you.
落ちなかれ
Rise not.
おじいちゃん。
Oji-chan!
落ちなかれ。
Rise not. The brothers extended their hands, and the rugged old man's body fell down. In a moment, the rope went taut. I heard a sound akin to a frog's croak from down below. The seeds of malice I'd planted had grown and bloomed. I wanted him to live a bit longer and play the role of the antagonistic, hateful old fart, but oh well. Deciding to kill him would probably haunt Yasunagi-kun until he died. As someone with a strong sense of justice, he would either eventually self-destruct or struggle to find some internal justification for it. No, we promised Kaori-san that we would kill him soon. Whatever the case, there was no problem for us. For now. I just had to be wary of some surprise attacks from the rest. Oh, that seems like a foreshadowing. Hope that the last of the Imatsu, Rikako-san, didn't have any other secrets. And think of how to deal with these two. I like that sting. Hashimoto-san wasn't shaken by the lynching, and as we returned, our eyes met. I had no idea what he was thinking. His expression and eyes both were unreadable to me. He, on the other hand, clearly read something about me. That wasn't fair. First Yoshitsugu-kun, now Hashimoto-san, Their goddamn superpowers were just unfair. They were the reason why I, a normal, talentless individual who didn't stand out in any way, had to take such drastic measures. I couldn't even tell if he actually suspected me or was just slightly uneasy. I felt like I was doing a good job, but since I was now at the forefront, it was more likely that I would be targeted. What would he do next? I was actually kind of excited for tomorrow's feast. Oh, he's getting way too into it. He is transforming. Which I think is probably the intention of, he started off so much being like, well, I guess I'm the wolf, but I don't have to like enjoy this thing, and I don't have to like doing this. This is all for a means to an end. Like, I'm just doing this so that I can learn more about Haru and solve the mystery of this village and all. And now we're seeing, after a few rounds, that he's actually getting into the game of werewolf. But to translate that more deeper, he's getting into his role of being a wolf kind of thing. Even though he said at the very start that just because he was a wolf, he wouldn't be sucked into this type of role because he thought, oh, maybe I'm an outsider, I'm protected from like succumbing to this kind of thing and all. After the feast, everyone gathered in the dining hall. With barely any words, we ate a simple dinner and went our own ways. Takumi-san and Kanzo-san were gone now, so we didn't even have anyone say that it was time to go back. However, it was hard to believe they would just collapse. Hashimoto-san would plan and decide what to do tomorrow, and the Uribe brothers would do something too. I could only imagine that they were thinking of what they were thinking of in the window between sheltering and dreaming. Thus began our third secret meeting. We would tear their fragile plans to shreds.
さあ、約束を果たしてもらいましょう。
Now, let's fulfill the promise. Her voice was calm but stern.
あなたの息子を楽にする。
Let's give one of your sons their rest.
ええ。
Certainly.
どっちをやるの？兄ちゃん？よしくん？
Which one are we going for? Ni-chan? Yoshi-kun? They sure were excited about this. It still pissed me off.
ならないで。
Don't become... As did Chami's face, which often flashed before my eyes recently.
その前にもう少し二人とも
Before we do that,
苦しんでくれませんか？
can't you two suffer a bit more? I made a smile and asked that.
苦しむ？
Suffer?
ええ、苦渋の決断ですよね。黄泉から落ちた息子を自分の手で。悲劇的な展開じゃないですか。
I mean, this is difficult for you, right? You're about to send a son back to Yomi. It's a tragedy, isn't it?
ハルちゃんなんて今日肉親が死ぬのを抜け抜けと見守ったんだよ。
Haru-chan, you just sat there and watched as your own grandfather was hanged today.
これじゃあ狂人じゃないか。人として最低じゃないですか。
That's madness. Terrible way for a human to act.
僕だってこの力を持って生まれた日からろくでもないこともたくさんしてきましたが。
I've done many terrible things since being born and granted this power.
いるべき場所を間違えた方を送り返すにはそれなりの共感と同情と罪悪感を持ってやってきました。
Sending people to where they truly belong carries with it a lot of sympathy, empathy, and guilt. Ugh, this lie was such a pain at this point. I didn't even have a reason to keep telling it anymore.
僕らが平然としていたら僕らがやってることの正しさは消えるんですよ。
If we act normal while doing this kind of thing, we won't be in the right anymore.
私たちが苦しんでないとでも？
Do you think we're not suffering? Oh?
苦しんでるんですか？
You are?
ええ。それはも
Of course.
う泣いたりわめいたりするのがもう億劫だから頑張って狂い続けているだけよ。
It's a bother to cry at this point, so we simply do our best to be insane.
私はあなたに迷惑をかけたくないから。
And I just don't want to cause you trouble.
あなたと違って私たちは狂わないとあなたにはついていけない。
Unlike you, we can't keep up with you unless we go insane.
それでも普通は狂い方なんてみんな知らないはずなんですけどね。
But people normally don't know how to go insane.
あとハルちゃんは僕のせいにはするな。 香織さんは二人殺した後死んでくれるからいいけど、君は違うだろう。
Also, Haru-chan, don't act like this is my fault. Kaori-san will die after she kills her sons, but you won't, right?
生き残れた時に君にも罪を背負ってもらわないといけないんだから。
You need to survive and bear the sin.
じゃあ私も死ねばいいのかな。
I can die too, can't I?
そうね。死ねばいいじゃない。
Yes, she can, can't she? I raised my leg and kicked over the bucket.
あらら。
Oh my.
こんな茶番たくさんだ。
I've had enough of this nonsense.
なら早く済ませましょう。
Then why not get this over with?
そうね。早く済ませよう。
Yeah, like we should. Okay. If I was in the fucking mind of Haruaki right now, I think the better play is killing Yasunaga. You know what I mean? Yoshitsugu is aggressive and abrasive, but Yasunaga clearly established more as like a leader kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like he's... I say, so I would kill Yasunaga, so first I'll kill Yoshitsugu. To see what happens here first. Assuming I'm picking the incorrect path, but we'll see. We would kill Yoshitsugu Uribe. Killing the crow was a very logical move for the wolves. Even if Kanzo-san were alive, I didn't think anyone would imagine Kaori-san was a wolf actively killing her sons. Still, it was important we had a consistent story.
吉嗣君でいいですね。
Are you okay with going for Yoshitsugu-kun?
吉嗣。吉嗣。
Yoshitsugu. Oh, Yoshitsugu.
わかったわ。
Oh.
ようやく
Alright.
楽にしてあげられる。
I can finally put him to rest. I was getting pissed off again. Was it because I was twisted in playing the part of the villain? Yet the two of them were supposed to be acting like they were the good guys?
香織さん、
Kaori-san.
何？
Yes?
あなたが殺してくださいよ。
Please kill him yourself. Otherwise, the story wouldn't make sense. If the murder was done out of motherly love, the crime needed to reflect that ideology. Because there was no way she could do it. And then she would suffer. Suffer.
わかったわ。
Alright. She shouldn't be alright with it.
私もするよ。昨日は任せっぱなしだったし。
I'll do it too. I let you do the whole thing yesterday.
徹底的にやるんだよ。原型が残らないくらいにね。
Be thorough. Don't leave a semblance of his original shape behind.
なんで？
Why?
痕跡を万が一にも残さないためさ。とどめを刺した後なら相手を苦しめることもない。
So we don't leave any traces behind. If it's done after the killing blow, he won't suffer.
なるほど。わかった。
I see. Alright then.
香織さんもいいですね。
Are you good with that too, Kaori-san?
ええ。
Yes.
ならないで。
Don't become. Suffer. His room was just to the rear of the dining hall. It was a small room used for storage that he'd started sleeping in since 2 years back.
安永が寮に入ったことをずっと気にしていたから。寂しいものね。男の子はずっと一緒には住めないから。
I was always concerned since Yasunaga moved into the dorm. It's sad, isn't it? How boys can't always live together. Like I cared. Like I give a shit.
どうぞ。
Go ahead. I handed her a grass sickle laying nearby.
せいぜい頑張ってください。
Do your best, please. I finally calmed down after watching Kaori-san wail as she chopped up her son. In the end, Haru-chan just mostly watched blankly from the sidelines the whole time. Fun. By the time we had to carry Kaori-san back to the dining hall when she'd collapsed from exhaustion, my irritation had faded. Haru-chan took care of undressing her. It would have been hard to redress her, so it seems she just removed the outfit and put her to bed. Fun, Haru.
つくづく狂っておられますな、町の方。
You have gone completely mad, haven't you, city dweller?
僕は狂ってるわけじゃないですよ。
I'm not going mad.
じゃあなんで
You're mad.
香織さんをあんな風に追い詰めて薄笑いなんてできるの？
Then how could you corner Kaori-san like that with a faint smile?
安心したからだよ。
Because I was relieved.
は？
Huh?
僕は基本的にその場の常識や道徳観念に合わせて生きてるから、それらが狂ってると僕も狂わなきゃならない。
Generally, I live in accordance with the local common sense and sense of morality, so when those go mad, I have to go mad too.
僕は香織さんの中に息子殺しを拒もうという心があったことに安心したんだ。よかった、泣いてくれて。
I was relieved that a part of Kaori-san didn't want to kill her son. Seeing her cry was a load off my chest.
あれでノリノリでやられてたら腹立ち紛れに香織さんを殺してたかもしれない。
If she hadn't shown a single sign of remorse, I might have snapped and killed her.
そういうのを狂っておられるというのじゃ。
That is what is defined as going mad.
なんでですか？最初に狂った方の責任は一つも取らずにずるいですよ。
Why is that? It's unfair for the one who went mad first to not take any responsibility.
褒めておる。貴様のおかしさは我にもまだようわかりませぬゆえ。
Splendid. I still cannot comprehend your abnormality.
ゆえに惹かれる。
That is what attracts me to you.
僕はあなただけはお断りです。
I think I'll make an exception and turn you down. Coming from him, that's a wild thing to say. He wouldn't turn down a move the tree where they hang the people making a move on him. He'd be like, "Yeah, I love trees. Let's go. I'm lonely."
ほう、つれなきお答えじゃ。何故？
Oh, what a cold answer. And why?
だってあなたは
Because you're a freak.
何でもないです。
No, never mind.
おしゅうございましたな。
Reluctant to part, are you?
うるさい。
Shut up. Just now I felt like I was on the verge of realizing what God was, but that sensation vanished like mist and returned to the prefab with dissatisfaction lingering in my heart. Dong, 5:16. It's a Friday. I must have been really tired. I awoke to the sound of someone knocking on the door. They were making quite a racket. I opened my eyes and looked out the window to see Haru-chan?
起きてよ、夫妻さん。
Wake up! Fusashi-san, wake up! I quickly got up when I realized something wasn't right.
どうしたの？
What's wrong?
香織さんがやばい。
Kaori-san's lost it. It was dangerous to talk about that sort of thing during the day. I looked around outside in a hurry, but couldn't tell if anyone else was there in the mist. Still, I invited her in and locked the door so we could continue.
何があった？
What happened?
香織さんが朝一で兄ちゃんを
The first thing Kaori-san did when she got up was Nii-chan. It was then I finally noticed Haru-chan's breathing was ragged. There were tear stains on her cheeks.
落ち着いて。
Calm down.
血がいっぱい出て。
There was so much blood.
ごめん。
Sorry.
どうして謝るの？
Why are you apologizing?
香織さんを追い詰めたのは僕だ。
Because I'm the one who pushed Kaori-san that far.
でも結局3人でみんな殺すのよ。
But in the end, we killed everyone together.
それが正しいなんて思わなくていい。
You don't have to think it's right.
無理だよ。
Kaori-san, I can't do that. Now wasn't the time to persuade her. I left her behind in the prefab and went outside. I armed myself with a stick to be safe and headed for the plaza. Ooh, trusty stick. But by the time I got there, everything had been resolved. The dining hall was a sea of blood. In the midst of it was a blood-stained corpse that apparently belonged to Yasunaga-kun. Behind the counter, I saw the adults, or rather Hashimoto-san, pinning Kaori-san down. Hashimoto-san leaned on Kaori-san, leaving her gasping for air and moaning in agony. She must have been hurt. Hashimoto-san leaned on Kaori-san, leaving her gasping for air. Okay, yeah.
Fusaishi-kun, 縄を持ってきて、縛るのを手伝ってくれないかな?
Fusaishi-san, could you bring some rope and help me tie her up? I couldn't believe he still had a poker face on in times like these. The spurt of blood on his chest only accentuated the oddity of it all. Not that I was in any position to say anything about it.
わかりました。リカコさん。
Alright, Rikako-san?
こちらです。
Oh, this way. I took Rikako-san out of the ring of people surrounding Kaori-san and got what we needed. Kaori-san screamed and raged after being bound, but in the end could do nothing as we locked her up in the dining hall. Though we are all present after I brought Haru-chan back, the oppressive atmosphere didn't fade.
Haru-chan, 大丈夫だった? Hassanになんかされなかった?
Are you okay, Haru-chan? Did Hassan do anything to you?
あるわけないでしょ。話しかけないで。
Of course not. Don't talk to me.
Haru-chan.
Haru-chan. First, she lost her grandfather, and now the boy who'd been like an older brother to her. There was nothing that could possibly cheer Haru-chan up. Still, we had to do the feast, as well as decide how to handle Kaori-san before that. With Kanzo-san, Takumi-san, and Yasunaga-kun gone, Kinosuke-shi, Hashimoto-san, and I ended up with the biggest influence out of necessity. I was a little surprised that the two of them had agreed not to torture Kaori-san from the start. Maybe I was the one messed up for finding that surprising, but the both of them were avoiding tormenting a fellow villager. Thus, I played along with them, knowing it'd give me an advantage. On the other hand, there was a matter of how to deal with Kaori-san. While the people of Yasumisu were calling to hang her immediately, Hashimoto-san and Mamiya-san had different ideas.
彼女は掟を犯したのでしょ? であればいずれ自動的に罰を下されるってことじゃないのかな?
She broke the laws, yes? It means she'll automatically be punished later, right?
あんな恐ろしい人間を放置するのは確かにゾッとしますけど、ここは冷静になるべきかと。
Leaving someone so terrifying is definitely scary, but let's think calmly about this.
私たちはカラスのカゴ車を失い、さらにもう一人の人を失ったんです。遅れを取り戻さないと。
We've lost the crow and another human on top of that. We can't get them back.
ここにいるのは10人で、昨日の牧島さんが狼だとは思えないから、狼は確実に3人残っている。
There are 10 of us here, and Kanzo-san didn't seem like a wolf, meaning there are almost certainly 3 wolves left.
その子が、ムジナが狼に寝返るならば、狼は4票よね。まだ人の方が6票、多数派だわ。
If that girl, the badger, has turned to the wolf's side, that means they have 4 votes. We humans still have the majority with 6 votes.
それで余裕があるというのかね。もし今日宴で誤って人をくくれば、明日には4対3になってしまうぞ。
Are you trying to say that gives us some breathing room? If we hang the wrong person today, we'll only have 4 votes against 3.
おとなしく彼女をくくり、5対3の状況を作った方がいいのではないかね。
I think it would be better to hang Madame Moribe and create a situation where we have 5 votes against 3, don't you?
今明らかになっているのは、猿が2人と蛇だけだ。ちなみにフサイシ君、蛇の過去の結果は
Only the monkeys and the snake have revealed themselves right now. Speaking of which, what were the results of your investigation, Fusaishi-kun?
ハルちゃんは人だったようです。
Oh, seems like Haru-chan's a human.
これで4人。
Lie. Doubt.
子がムジナで、織部香織が狼だったとすれば、残る4人の中に狼が2人。
That makes 4. If Mako is the badger and Kaori Uribe was a wolf, that means 2 of the remaining 4 are wolves.
2分の1の確率の勝負に出るより、 人数差を保ったまま確実に狼一人を減らす方が大事ではないかね。
Isn't it more important to get rid of one confirmed wolf when an imbalance exists over betting on a 50-50 chance? Logically speaking, he was right. If the snake continued investigating with the spider protecting them, there'd be no more unconfirmed people before long. If the humans could kill a confirmed wolf, they'd have more than half the votes over the wolves and would gain plenty of time until they could secure their victory. However...
ちょっと、その時の経緯を知らないんですが、香織さんは本当に狼なんですか？
I don't know the details since I wasn't there, but is Kaori-san really a wolf?
義継くんがあんなひどいことになって取り乱した彼女が安永くんを殺しただけってことは？
Maybe she simply lost it after seeing the horrible state of Yoshisuke-kun's body and ended up killing Yasunaga-kun as a result.
そりゃあないわね。さっき香織さんは言いよ。
Oh darn. No, she said it herself.
自分は世物狼様の加護を受けた本物のお守りなんじゃと。
She said she'd received the blessing of the Yomotsu Okami-sama, the true guardians.
それで読み人であるあたしらに救いを与えるんじゃと。
And that we were all...
息子はあれで救うたんじゃと。
And that we were all Yomibito, and thus she'd grant us salvation. That she'd saved her son through death. Tai-san's eyes shifted toward the pool of blood. So Kaori-san had confessed everything. What a handful of a teammate she turned out to be. Fail wolves stay failing. That story doesn't sound right, does it?
そういうお話も上藤吉の方にあるみたいだけどね。
I've heard that version of the story apparently exists in Kami Fujiyoshi, but...
とにかくくくるかどうかは宴で決めればええ。香織さんは置いていくしかなかろうね。
Anyway, all we gotta do is decide who to hang in the feast. All we can do is leave Kaori-san behind.
なるほど。僕も同意ですね。そうしませんか、皆さん。
I see. I agree. What about the rest of you? No one objected.
ではもう、集会堂に移動しましょうか。
And let's take this...
野里清之助さん。
Then let's take this to the hall. Oh, Kiyonosuke Nosato-san.
何かね？
What is it?
さっきの話ですが、もう一人狼が見つかるなら、話は別でしょうね。
You laid out your idea just now, but if we found another wolf, it would be a different story. I had a bad feeling about this.
杯が回った。
Everyone had...
宴を始めようかね。
Everyone had a drink. Let's begin the feast.
橋本氏のさっきの続きを伺いたいね。
Hashimoto-shi, I would like you to explain what you were implying.
あれから考えたんですが、この中に狼が2人いるわけですね。
I've been doing some thinking. There are two wolves amongst us, yes?
僕と鴨志田近持くんは猿、不妻子くんが蛇で、牧島春さんが人、そしてメイコちゃんが多分ムジナ。
Chikamochi, Kamoshida-kun, and I are monkeys. Fusaishi-kun is a snake, and Haru Makishima-san is a human. Also, Meiko-chen is likely the badger. No, I'm not. Let that lady go.
こりゃあ狼は大変だろうな。
Man, must be tough being a wolf.
どうだろうね。小さい子だからみんな処刑をためらう。狼から見れば失いにくい一票キープだよ。彼女は。
You think so? She's a little girl, so many would be reluctant to lynch her. To the wolves, she's a vote that's hard to lose.
まあ、僕としても彼女を殺す気はないけどね。人が勝てれば彼女も死ななくていいんだろうし。
Well, I've no intention of killing her myself. If the humans win, she shouldn't have to die. But
それはともかく
that aside,
これは失礼。とにかくこの場で正体が確定してないのは山脇さん、野里さん、植松さん、それに Q ちゃん。
oh, excuse me. Anyway, the ones here who haven't been confirmed yet are Yamawaki-san, Nosato-san, Uematsu-san, and Q-chan.
この4人の中に狼がいると。
One of those four is a wolf.
一応数字の上では
On paper, anyway.
ここで僕は狼の側になって考えてみたんですが、
At this point, I tried thinking like a wolf.
ちょっと違和感があるんですよね。
And I noticed something was off.
橋本さん、あんまりもったいぶらずに。
Well, don't keep us in suspense. Tell us.
もったいぶってるわけじゃないんだ。実のところ、これは違和感に過ぎない、ただの感想だから。
I wasn't trying to keep you in suspense. Honestly, what I consider off is nothing more than an impression of mine.
それで誰かに容疑をかけるとなれば、慎重にもなるよね。
And when you suspect someone, you become cautious. With that said,
織部さんがおっしゃっていたことを僕は結構重視していて、彼女はどうやら善意で殺人を行っているようだ。
I took what Oribe-san said into serious consideration, and it appears her killing was well-intentioned.
バカなことを。
Preposterous!
バカなことですか。皆さんと同じですねと僕は続けたかったんですが。
Is it now? Sorry, I blanked. Is it now? I was going to say the same goes for all of us after that.
どこが同じなもんかいね。
Like I said, it's been a long week.
の棟梁よ。汚れと恨みで人を殺す。
How? The wolves are the leaders of the Yomibito, and they kill humans wielding corruption and grudges.
いやいや、そうじゃなくて、皆さんがくくると呼んでいる処刑のことです。
Oh, no. That's not what I meant. I was referring to the execution we all call hanging.
あれをやったら救われるっていう考え方なんでしょ。狼に殺されるよりはあっちの方がマシと。
It's believed that hanging someone brings them salvation, right? That it's better than being killed by the wolves?
そりゃあそうよね。
Well, yes.
そうやってご自分の側の殺人行為をおためごかして正当化している点は同じなんですよ。狼も。
The wolves are the same in how they also justify their own killings as being for the supposed good of others.
よその方にはわからん。
An outsider would never understand.
橋本さん、それ本来は私の役じゃないですか？いいんですか？
Hey, Hashimoto-san, that was originally my role. Are you sure about this?
失礼。とにかく織部香織さんは息子のために早く殺してあげたかったという思考で動いていて。
My apologies. Anyway, Kaori Uribe-san acted under the belief that she wanted to kill her son quickly for his own good.
である以上、彼女は当然真っ先に息子を殺してあげたかったと考えられるわけです。
Thus, the desire to kill her sons must have been the first thing to have popped into her head naturally.
何しろ、今日の夜を待てずに安永君を殺してしまうほどだ。捨て身でね。
And yet, she put herself at risk to kill Yasunaga-kun instead of waiting for her night.
気になるんだよね。なぜ最初の死人が安永君でなかったかというところが。
Isn't that strange? Why wasn't Yasunaga-kun the first victim then?
最初に死んだのは芹沢だが、あれが狼の仕業でないなら室のことか。
Sarazawa was the first to die, but it was Muro who was the first to die at the hands of the wolves.
ええ、室匠さんです。
Yes, that's right. Takumi Moro-san.
たくみ、どうして。
Oh, Takumi, why?
そんなに妙ですか？彼は常に話し合いの中心にいましたから、そこを崩そうとしたんじゃ。
Is it that strange? He was always at the heart of discussion, so the wolves try to sabotage that.
それも確かだけど、織部さんはとにかく息子2人を殺してあげたいという気持ちだったろうし、そう主張したと思うんだ。
That's also true, but my claim was that Oribe-san likely wanted to kill her sons.
それなら安永君を殺すのでも結構狼としてはありだと思うんだよね。
If so, I think it would have made a lot of sense for the wolves to have killed Yasunaga-kun. He had a point. If we'd killed Yasunaga-kun, there's a good chance of us throwing the feast into emotional and conservative chaos, which meant that Hashimoto-san's argument was,
なぜ狼は織部さんの意見を却下してまで室さんを狙ったんだろうね。
why was it that the wolves would go so far as to reject Oribe-san's opinion to target Muro-san instead?
その時はまだ香織さんは殺しにそんなにこだわってなかったんじゃ。
Maybe Kaori-san wasn't that hung up on killing him at that point.
そうだね。それもゼロじゃない。ただ、よりありそうなのは
True, that's not out of the question, but there's a more likely possibility.
初日の機会を芹沢さんに奪われ、2日目の殺人も却下されたことで追い詰められた彼女の暴走。
After Serizawa-san stole her chance on the first day and she was denied on the second day, Oribe-san felt driven into a corner and went berserk. Shit, how'd he know?
どうしてそれがよりありそうだと？
Why do you think that's more likely?
彼女は自分が狼の加護者だと。要は狼だってことでいいんでしょうが、それを自ら口にしましたでしょ。
She said she was a wolf. The point is that she didn't have a problem with that, but she admitted it herself, right?
もしこの騒ぎが他の狼の承諾のもと狙って起こされたものなら、俺は絶対言わない方がいい。
Had she caused that commotion with the approval of the other wolves, I don't think she would have ever said that.
くしくもさっき不妻子君が言い出した単に気が触れてことに及んだって疑惑、あれを言い張れるからね。
Curiously enough, I think Fusaishi-san had it right. She could say it because she'd simply lost her mind and gone on a rampage.
彼女がただの狂人のふりをしてれば、僕らは今頃もっと悩むことになっていたでしょうね。
Were she simply feigning madness, I think we'd be worrying about it more than more about it. I think we'd be worrying about it more right about now.
なるほど。
I see.
つまり室さんの死までは狼側の計画通りだったけど、織部香織さんは承服していなかった。
So what you're saying is that everything went according to plan for the wolves up till Muro-san's death, but Kaori Ribe-san didn't approve.
だから今回の騒ぎを起こしたってことですよね。これがどう広がります？
Which is why she caused this commotion, right? Where are you getting at with this?
つまり室さんを殺害することを主張し、昨日まではそれで狼を統制していたにもかかわらず、今日手綱を失った。
In other words, the wolves insisted on killing Muro-san, and though they had restrained Oribe-san until yesterday, they had lost control of her today.
そんな狼がさっきの4人の中にいることになるんだけど。
Those wolves are supposedly amongst those four, but
正直ピンときません。
honestly, that just doesn't sound right.
すみません。これはある意味で皆さんに人の上に立つ力がないように見えるという悪口になってしまう。
I'm sorry. That could be interpreted as me saying none of you look like you have the power to lead.
しかしまず女性だ。ここの奥ゆかしい女性がある程度妥当性もある織部さんの提案をわざわざ蹴る気がしない。
But first of all, let's start with the lady. She is an elegant woman who I can't see going out of her way to reject Oribe-san's somewhat valid proposal.
山脇さんはご年配だから力関係は上かもしれないが、それであえて強権的に匠さんを一番に殺すかな。
Yamawaki-san is an elder, so she may have held more power than Oribe-san, but would she really use that force to kill Takumi-san first? Calm down, Tai. I would never do such a thing.
それは詭弁でしょう。香織さんが最愛の息子を早く殺すことにこだわった以上、同じことになってもおかしくない。
That's sophistry. So long as Kaori-san was fixated on killing her beloved son quickly, it wouldn't be strange if things turned out the same way.
どうしたのよ急に。
Well, what's gotten into you?
この人は僕に疑いをかけようとしている。
This guy's trying to cast doubt on me.
不妻子くんは黙っていてくれないかな。
Could you keep quiet, Fusayoshi-kun? Could you imagine being told to shut up by Yudai Hashimoto? The power he wields. Verbally backhands you into submission. I had to stop him. I had to stop him from swaying everyone's hearts.
野里さんについては
He's going too powerful. He's making too much sense.
住人との不仲からそういった連携はうまく取れないんじゃないかと。
As for Nosada-san, you do not appear to be well liked by the people of Yasumisu, so I don't think you would or could have cooperated with Oribe-san that well.
勝手な決めつけだ。香織さんは場の調和を重視する女性で。
Oh,
清之助さんに最
Haruki's
初だ
getting
け
really
従っただけかもしれない。
defensive. Now you're making assumptions. Kaori-san always tried to maintain harmony, so maybe she just went along with Kinosuke-san's decision the first time. I gotta say, acting this defensive, I don't think is gonna work out in his favor. I think he's better off just letting Hashimoto say what he's gonna say, and then if he does ultimately lead to trying to accuse me, then you know, try to defend yourself and get people on your side, but I don't think this is the way to go.
そうだろうな。それに私ならば室より安永君を優先して排除する案に同意しただろう。
I can't say I liked hearing some of that, but I suppose you're right. Besides, I would have probably agreed to prioritize eliminating Yasunaga-kun over Moro.
そして Q ちゃんについては言うに及ばず、よそ者の主張をあなた方が聞くとは思えない。
As for Kyu-chan, this basically goes without saying, but I don't think any of you would listen to what an outsider like her wanted.
まあそうでしょうね。それに私リーダー気質じゃありませんから。
Well, you're right there. Besides, I don't have the makings of a leader in me.
ということは
She's just like me, for real, for real.
狼のリーダーはこの中にはいない。おかしいな。
This means that the leader of the wolves isn't one of them. How bizarre.
これまで確定扱いにしていたところに何か嘘があるんじゃないかな。
So maybe someone we assumed to be a confirmed human was lying all along.
そんな
Impossible.
必然的に自己申告に過ぎない蛇の加護者が狼。
This is really bad because if they are going under this assumption, then they're also going to be like, oh, and he also researched Haru and said that she was human. You know, kind of thing. So that would have to mean that the one who claimed they were the snake is actually a wolf.
そういう想像、いや、妄想したってことですよね。
That's a lively imagination. No, delusion you've got there.
気づいてるかい、不妻子くん。君は今日妙に発言が少ない。発言するときは全部僕に難癖をつけるときだけだ。
Haven't you noticed, Fusayoshi-kun? You've barely said a word today. And when you did, it was only to attack my arguments. See, this is what I was saying. This is bad. This is bad optics. Isn't it natural to fight back against someone trying to frame you?
やめようよ。言うならあな なたも随分イライラして見えますけど、橋本さんだって不自然じゃない？
Hey, stop it. You say all that, but you seem quite irritated yourself. You're acting strange too.
残念ながら僕はいくら不自然でも狼じゃないんだ。猿だからね。そして僕はイライラしてるね。
Unfortunately, no matter how strange I may seem, I'm not a wolf. I'm a monkey, and yes, I am irritated.
特殊な背景のもと殺し合ってる人たちなら100歩譲ってそっとしておこうと思わなくもないが。
While I can't say I agree with people killing each other, given the special environment they were born into, I could at least understand it to some degree.
よそから潜り込んだ誰かさんがここの事情に悪乗りして狡猾に殺人をしてるってのは胸くそが悪すぎるからね。
But an outsider who sneaks into the village and takes advantage of the circumstances to commit crafty murders is truly revolting.
だからそれはあんたの妄想だって言ってるんだ。僕が凶悪で狡猾な人間だという勝手な前提に基づいた。
Like I said, those are your own delusions. You've based this on the whole insane premise that I'm some sly brute.
第一あんたは言ってるでしょうが、よそ者は狼を率いることはできないと。
Besides, didn't you say it yourself? An outsider can't lead the wolves.
パートナーだか愛人だか知らないが、間宮さんをかばって僕を非難するダブルスタンダードもいいところだ。
I don't know if you're partners or lovers or whatever, but those are some pretty ballsy double standards you have to protect Mamiya-san yet accuse me.
は？聞き捨てならないんだけど、あんたふざけてんの？
Really took a dig at them. Excuse me? I can't let that one pass. Are you messing around?
まあその可能性もなくはないが。
Well, he may not be wrong.
違いますよ。私は橋本さんとは何もないです。
No, there's nothing going on between Hashimoto-san and I. Good. It was a huge risk, but now I'd cast doubt on Hashimoto-san's side. Now I just had to press some more in.
君はもうよそ者じゃない。ここの住人として迎えられている。
You're not an outsider anymore. You have been welcomed as a member of this village.
そこからして君は狡猾さを発揮していたように思うね。強引に新住人となり、最低限の信頼を得た。すべて意図的かい？
And I'd say that was a fairly sly act on your part. You forced your way into joining the village, then gained the minimum amount of trust. Was it all planned?
そうやって堂々と蛇を名乗る肝っ玉と口先があれば、織部さんを束の間言いくるめることもできたかもね。
Plus, if you had the guts and silver tongue to declare yourself a snake, you could have also cajoled Oribe-san, couldn't you?
もっとも最後まで言いくるめることはできなかったようだけど、ああ、これは信頼感が足りなかったかな。
Though
ご愁傷様だ。
it seems you couldn't talk your way out of this one. Oh, is this what they call a lack of trust? My condolences.
きっと君ならばどこかで匠さんあたりが蛇だったと気づいて始末する決断も下せたことだろうね。
I'm sure you realized at some point that Takumi-san was probably the snake and decided to kill him.
そもそも君はどこの誰なんだい？なぜこの集落に潜り込んだ？事情をすべて知ってるんじゃないか？
Who even are you to begin with? Why did you make your way into this settlement? Did you already know about all this? His verbal assault was entirely based on speculation, but it was a well-crafted story.
だから全部が全部推測じゃないか。
Like I said, those are all nothing but speculations. Of course it was, because it was a story I'd actually put together. His deductions just happened to be right on the money. That was all.
じゃあ、推測でないことを言おうか。
Then what if I said something that wasn't a speculation?
あるならば言ってくださいよ。
Uh-oh. I would not challenge him. He's got something. If you've got something, by all means, go for it.
なぜ知っていた？
How did you know?
は？
Huh?
昨夜の犠牲者が織部義継君だったのは消去法で分かったのかもしれないが。
Maybe you figured out last night's victim was Yoshisugu Uribe-kun through process of elimination.
彼の死体のありさまをなぜ君が知っていたのかな。
But how did you know the state of his body?
君は知らないかもしれないが、君が起きてくるずっと前に遺体は片付けてしまっているんだ。
Maybe you didn't know, but his body was cleaned up long before you woke up.
ちょっとその時の経緯を知らないんですが、香織さんは本当に狼なんですか？
I don't know the details since I wasn't there, but is Kara-san really a wolf?
吉嗣君があんなひどいことになって取り乱した
Oh, that is a slip up. I didn't even catch that. Oh shit. He kind of I mean, what do you say to this? Well, let me read what he said here. Maybe she simply lost it after seeing the horrible state of Yoshisuga-kun's body and ended up killing Yasunaga-kun as a result. Now, what do you say? You just go like, oh, well, the other bodies were in a really bad... I mean, the only thing you could say is, I just assume the other bodies are in a really bad state. And, like, the other killings. And then maybe just assume the same thing would have happened. Or you simply try to explain it and just be like, well, I was just saying that if she saw the body in a horrible state. Also, if it's what I'm thinking, if they're picking apart the term horrible state, you could just say like a dead body is a horrible state no matter what it is, right? Haruaki, say something, defend yourself. I'd said something a wolf couldn't have known. Said something a wolf couldn't have known? Question mark?
何のことですか?
What do you mean?
そうだね。とぼけるしかできないね。
Yes, all you can do is play dumb, right?
何のことか本気でわからないんです。そんな妄想で。
Seriously, I don't know what you mean. Those delusions are...
妄想か。説得力のある仮説かは僕や君が決めることじゃないな。
It's not up to you or I to decide if it's a delusion or a convincing hypothesis. Just then, everyone stared daggers at me.
投票に
Uh-oh.
行きましょうか。
Let's vote, shall we? I've been completely defeated.
それでも僕は狼じゃない。
Still, I'm not a wolf. Oh. Naturally, everyone voted to hang me. Haru-chan voted for me too, as she was right to. Cleaving off the lizard's tail was a good choice. She didn't need words to cover for me with. At any rate, 2 wolves had been eliminated in the same day. This is all Kaori Uribe's fault. Was that the way I should think? Or should I think that I'd handled her the wrong way? Seriously, was there a way for the wolves to achieve victory here? Was there a way to step over that brilliant cameraman's corpse and press onwards? I felt like I was playing a troll game designed to be impossible to win. Oh, not a troll game. I continued to lament the absurdity of my situation till the very moment my consciousness sunk into the mist. Was this a really long, dead route? Yeah, wow. I thought this was going on long enough that it wasn't going to result immediately in a bad ending. Bad ending number 25. Watch hint corner, no. Thank you. Guess it was just a dream, right? Do better next time. 1 sheep. 7 sheep. So what? So we killed... I mean, the only other path that you can think of that exists right now is going to be... I had to resist so hard not to check if this was going... Yeah, you can see. Okay, well. Okay. Well, okay. Here we go. So killing Yoshisugu in the night was bad. So we should just go after Yasunaga. Huh. Okay. Boom. Sure. We would kill Yasunaga Uribe. If we let Yoshisuga-kun, the crow, live, they would find out that Kanzo-san was a human, but everyone already knew that. The crow would live another day. During the charade at noon, Yasunaga-kun inherited Kanzo-san's will. His death would be more distasteful and tragic than anyone else's. The blind people here wanted a leader, and this would shock them immensely. I had no idea how good of a leader he would be, but it would be bad for us if he was actually good.
安永君でいいですか?
Can we kill Yasunaga-kun?
わかったわ。
Certainly.
兄ちゃんとお別れか。
I guess this is goodbye to Nii-chan.
ことに及ぶにあたり、二人にお願いがあります。
There's something I want to ask you to.
何かしら?
Yes?
今日は二人で手を下してください。
Kill him yourselves this time.
昨日やりすぎたから。
Because you overdid it yesterday?
土壇場で後ろから刺されるのはごめんだからだよ。
I don't want you stabbing my back while I'm doing the job.
そんなことしないわよ。
I wouldn't do that. Liar.
でも、まあ、わかるから。いいわ。
But I understand. Very well.
徹底的にやってくださいね。
Be thorough about it.
それは。
What do you mean?
僕らの痕跡が残ったり、メッセージを残されたりすることを防ぐためです。説明の後なら苦しめることもないでしょう。
We need to make sure we don't leave any evidence, and he doesn't leave any messages. He won't feel the pain once he's dead anyway.
わかったわ。
Alright.
ならないで。
Don't become. Suffer. I filled the bucket with water again and we went into the mist. The water from the faucet repelled the corruption just fine, though it was from a well, so maybe it didn't count as tap water. Haru-chan went in front and Kaoru-san was right behind her. Haru-chan was waving around a flashlight.
はるちゃんはああいうのが好きね。
I see you like that a lot, Haru-chan. Who cared about that? We headed for the dorm. Not long after, we arrived. This reminded me of the first night when we tried to kill him and Chami got in our way. This time, it was something else.
どうしたんですか? 早く開けてください。
What's the problem? Hurry up and open it.
開かないわ。
It's not opening.
私もやってみる。
Let me try.
他の部屋はどうかしら。
What about the other rooms? I tried touching the cheap-looking metallic knob, too. I didn't feel anything unlock, and I couldn't open it either. We then went around all the houses that had living people in them, but none of the doors opened. After a moment of thought, I reached a conclusion. The spider got the better of us. Ooh! Ooh! Bwamp bwamp! Spider protect.
つまり
Spider protect?
クモは兄ちゃんのドアを守っていて、それで私らがドアを触った瞬間、鍵開けを防いだ。
So, the spider protected Nii-chan's door and prevented it from unlocking when we tried to open it?
そんな。
Oh no.
いや、当然想定すべきでした。
No, we should have expected this.
あの状況で安水住人ならば、安永君が一番重要な椅子に座ったことを理解して彼を守る。
Anyone
当然の決断だ。
Anyone living in Yasumisu would know that he's the most important position right now. Of course they would protect him.
どうすればいいの?
What do we do?
どうもこうも感受するしかありません。
We have no choice but to accept it.
僕らは一晩無駄にした。香織さんは息子を殺せない。そして雲には僕らが安永君を狙ったことがバレる。
It's a night wasted for us. Kaoru-san can't kill a son, and the spider will know that we targeted Yasunaga-kun.
それってどうなの？大したこと？
Is that a big deal?
いや、別に。むしろいくつか分かったわけですが。
No, not really. In fact, this gives us some info. The spider was from Yasumisu. If Mamiya-san was a spider, she'd have protected either Hashimoto-san, me, or Yoshitsugu-kun. The only locals whose roles we didn't know were Tai-san, Kinosuke-shi, and Ryukako-san. Yasunaga-kun couldn't have been the spider since they didn't protect themselves. Meiko couldn't be it either. If she was a spider, Ryukako-san would control her like last time. She was clearly the badger. That meant that one of those three was the spider. It wasn't completely unlikely that it was Kinosuke, but I couldn't imagine him making this choice. He'd probably protect Rikako-san every single day. In order of likelihood, from highest to lowest, it was probably Rikako-san, then Tai-san, then Kinosuke. Worse than that. Tomorrow, will I get to kill them tomorrow? Okay, so I bet then what's the difference between this and the other one, or, you know, what we just saw that ended in a game over, is Kaori may go crazy and kill both of them, but we don't have a chance of killing someone tonight, so then I don't have the chance of, like, Haruaki doesn't have the chance to slip up and say, oh, she may be freaked out because she saw the bad condition of the body. The thing that Hashimoto used as, like, the final nail in my coffin, I don't have a chance of screwing up like that, right? I assume that's what that's painting out this to be. So even though it seems on paper bad that we wasted a night and we got fucked over by a spider, it means I don't have the chance of slipping up my, saying what I said that ultimately had Hashimoto ending our lives. This woman had abandoned all hope to keep her mind intact. That now came back around to undermine her sanity if she didn't get to kill our sons. And it looked like the situation where we couldn't let her have the kills she was promised would continue. Oh man, I wanted to reset. Right now, actually. Maybe I could just walk off the cliff and... He's like, I wanted to take my ball home. I want to take my ball from the court. No one gets to play basketball anymore. Oh, sorry. That was imprudent. Fusashi-san, you really are insane, aren't you? He's like, not again. Me? Insane? Hey, that's not fair. You're the ones who went insane first. Nuh-uh, you. I told the others to, if they were in danger of getting hanged, pretend to be the crow, avoiding the spider at all costs. The spider wasn't an option. Claiming the spider meant death on the next or the following night, and if that didn't happen, it would mean that the spider was a fake. With Yoshisuke-kun's reveal, pretending to be a crow became a lot harder, but it was still safer than pretending to be a spider. Yasunaga-kun and Hashimoto-san would also find it suspicious that a spider reveal even happened in the first place, so that was another reason. Though, I would follow Yasunaga-kun's idea and tell everyone that my snake power said that Haru-chan was a human, so she wouldn't be suspected. I was in way more danger in that regard. Also, I would see how the votes worked out, and if possible, hang Rikako-san. However, our votes would go different ways. Couldn't force it. Tomorrow's vote would be on hanging one of the 6 unconfirmed humans. Tai-san, Kaori-san, Kinosuke, Rikako-san, Meiko, Mamiya-san. I would try to make sure it wasn't Kaori-san. After I provided that course of action, we went on our ways. We said goodbye to Kaori-san and went uphill. Oh, look at this picture. Look at us, we're so cool. Just a moment of wolf silence.
Haru-chan.
Haru-chan?
Nani?
What? I was the one who started conversation. That was a loss for me. Am I insane? Maybe. I don't really know you. Though, maybe I don't understand how you can brutally kill a man, then talk about morals. She had a point. Another loss for me. God? What is it, city dweller? Am I insane? Oh, I cut him off. Yeah, you're fucking nuts.
などと考えるような御人であったか？
When you first came here, were you the kind of person who would think, I want to die to restart?
まあ、決して善人というわけではあらせられんかったようじゃが。
Well, I certainly would not call you a good person. That wasn't fair. Third loss.
だから全部安水が悪いんですよ。
It's all Yasumisu's fault.
悪かったわね。それでも私らはここに住んで生きて死んでいくのよ。
Well, sorry. I'll still live and die here, though.
やりにくいな。
This is hard.
何が？
What is it? Or what is?
なんでもないよ。
Nothing.
あのさ、
Hey,
何？
what?
本当に肝臓さんのことを何とも思ってないの？
Did you really not feel anything about Kanzo-san?
なんとも思ってないわけないじゃない。
Of course I did.
織部兄弟のこともモッチーのことも。
Same for the Uribes and Mochi?
誰も殺したくないよ。
I don't want to kill anyone.
じゃあどうして平気で振る舞うの？
Then why are you acting all normal?
そうするのが正しいからかな。
Because it's the right way to act.
正しい。
Right?
正しい？
Right.
私しっかりしてる。私は汚れてなんかない。私は狂ってない。狂ってなんかおかしいのは。
I'm not corrupted. I'm not insane. I'm not.
おかしいのは藤吉全部よ。おかしいのは神様の方よ。
It's Fujiyoshi that's messed up. It's God that's messed up.
神様とは状態のことなのか？
Is God some state of being? Crazy. Right. State of being.
何か気づかれたのかの？町の方。
Have you realized something, City Dweller?
いえ。
No. If that were the case, I could understand it, but no. Even then, some things wouldn't make sense. No, I wasn't right either. It wasn't that I couldn't understand. It was just so absurd and way too hopeless. But I wanted to tear off all these masks and examine them to my heart's content. There was no more terrifying or thrilling moment than the one when you were about to expose the ugly face of the unknown. And apparently, the role of a wolf wasn't fit for this. The wolves were way too right. Basically, I had to change my line of thinking.
はるちゃん、一つ提案がある。
Haruchan, here's an idea. I turned back to the small wolf.
何よ？
What? Alright, it was Haruchan.
僕らは悪役に徹しよ
We should give our all to be villains.
悪？
Villains?
う。うん。超悪い人だ。
Yeah, the bad guys. She tilted her head in confusion.
超悪いので人を殺す。超悪いので仲間を裏切る。超悪いので好きなことをする。
We're bad guys who kill people. We're bad guys who betray their own. We're bad guys who do what we want.
なぜなら僕らが超悪いからであって正しいからじゃない。
It would all be because we're evil, not because we're right.
悪はあらゆる正義から自由だ。
Evil is free from all forms of justice.
悪役。悪。
Villains? Evil?
そんなのいいの？
Are you sure it's good to be like that?
よくはないさ。もちろん。
No, it isn't good, of course.
でも知ってるか、はるちゃん。
But, you know something?
人間ってのはやろうと思えば悪いことができる生き物なんだぜ。
If they set their minds to it, humans are animals that can do bad things.
人殺しは悪いこと？
Killing is bad?
もちろん悪だよ。
Of course, it's evil.
友達や家族やいい人たちを殺すことは？
And killing friends, family, and good people?
輪をかけて最悪だね。
Even worse. It's pure evil.
どうして？
Why? Reasons why we shouldn't murder. It was perhaps the hardest topic in morality. However, when you thought about it, it wasn't too difficult to find a logical answer to that, too. You simply ignored the concept of good and evil. If ignoring such ideas was an integral part of evil, then I would teach her, and through it, pose her a question about how flexible she really was.
心や体が不自由になるからさ。
It inconveniences both mind and body.
よくわからない。
I don't understand.
人の嫌がることをすれば人から嫌がられる。それは思う以上に心を縛りつける。
If you do something people don't want, they'll start not wanting you either. That binds your mind and heart more tightly than you think.
人がひどく嫌がることをする人は体だって縛りつけられる。
People who do things others really don't want might even find their bodies bound too.
縛られて不自由な人は安心して生きられないし、安心して死ねないんだ。
Bound, inconvenienced people can't live in peace or die in peace.
人間は誰しも悪くない生き方を、良い生き方を誰かから強いられる。
Most humans are forced to live well and be good.
それはお互いに安心して生きて、安心して死にたいから。
And that's because they all want to live and die in peace.
誰かが誰かを縛ったり、縛られたりし始めれば、それは連鎖的にすごい数の人を不自由にしてしまう。
If people begin binding others, the chains grow to encompass more and more people.
だからみんな、そんな生き方は嫌でしょってことで、よく生きろって育てられるんだよ。
So people grow up being told to live well and to avoid that.
でもね、はるちゃん。
But get this.
そういうのを全部諦めれば、
If you give up on all that,
周りを全部不自由にして、自分も不自由な人生を送り、不自由な最後を迎えることを心に決めるなら、
if you inconvenience everyone as well as yourself and prepare to have a discomforting end,
人間は悪いことをやっていいんだ。
You can do bad things.
ねえ、それって外だとみんなそうやって習うの？
Hey, does everyone outside of here learn that?
いや、今考えた出任せさ。
Nope, I just thought of it myself.
ひど。
That's mean.
でも案外、正解かもしれないぜ。
But I think I'm surprisingly correct.
君が賛同するなら、僕も付き合う。
If you agree, I'll join you.
とことん、悪に生きてやろうじゃないか。
Let's be as villainous as we can be.
私、テレビでやってる洋画劇場好きでさ。
I like the Western movies they show on TV.
へえ、何が好きなの？
Really? What do you like?
フォースがどうってやつ。
The one with the force. I have no idea what movie she's talking about. No, I was gonna... The funny part is, I hope it doesn't go no more pushed into the reference other than just saying the one with the force, because if we start getting into Star Wars, analogies or something, I'm gonna be clueless. I feel like it surprises people when I say I've never watched a Star Wars movie in my life. I've never seen a Star War. She really did love that series, huh?
どのキャラが好き？
What character do you like? Oh my god, I hope she says Yoda. Or Jar Jar Binks. Or McClunky. Or what are some of the newer characters? Baby Yoda? What? Something? Just start naming shit. I don't even know. I don't know Star Wars. Okay, what character do you like?
金ピカのやつ。
The golden one. Yeah, good choice, Haru. Yeah, the golden one. Was that why she liked androids? Did I remind her of him?
ああいうのってさ、基本
Am I like
正義の側
C-3PO?
の気持ちで見るじゃん。
When you watch movies like that, you normally support the side of justice, right?
私も言ったら恥ずかしいけど、かっこいいナイトが助けに来てくれたら素敵だな、なんてさ。
Saying this is kind of embarrassing, but I sometimes think about how great it would be if some handsome knight came to save me.
とても真っ当な楽しみ方じゃないか。
That's a perfectly fine way to enjoy something.
悪いやつになるなんて考えたこともなかった。
I never thought about becoming a bad guy.
悪いやつが主役の映画もいっぱいある。
There's lots of movies with bad guy protagonists.
そうなの？
Really?
あ、
Yeah. She's like mind blown.
悪。
Can
泣いてもいいのかな？
a bad guy cry?
もちろんだ。
Of course. Nope, just joking. Bad guys can't cry. Stop crying. Not allowed. As she began to intensely cry, I spread my arms out. Come to me. I will make you feel better. She plunged into my chest with surprisingly little hesitation. Now, we've come a long way from being called... What was I called before? Penis guy? What was it? Banana man? What was the jokey name at the very beginning of this loop? Penis? Banana penis? I forget what it was. I know it's not banana penis, but like in my head I just keep thinking of banana penis. What was it? But was penis word? I don't think they said penis in this game yet. For some reason I keep thinking banana. Banana pants? Banana junk? Banana pants maybe. Whatever, point stands. We've come a long way, right? Between me and Haru here. When fucking Mochi flashed. Or whatever. I just need to stop talking. Oji-chan! I embraced her damp body and looked up at the sky. It was evil to grieve about parting ways with Yomibito, huh? Then perhaps no, everyone here wasn't actually insane. Well, I was an exception. We then walked around Yatsumitsu, barely saying a word. Then, we reached a fork in the path. One led to the dorm, the other to the construction site.
ここで。
Here.
うん。
Yeah.
何かな？
What?
なんて呼べばいい？
What should I call you? A new name for a new relationship. Oh, no. God damn it. I had a good idea for this.
じゃあ、春秋って呼んでくれ。
Just Haruaki is fine.
春秋兄ちゃん？
You know what? I'm choosing to believe the wholesome. It's just, hey, now we're close. Like, you've seen me cry. We're opening up to each other. I need a name to call you because, you know, how formal are we being? You know, I'm not just thinking you're a weirdo and a creep. That's all. Haruaki Nii-chan?
いや、呼び捨てで春秋だ。悪の相棒は対等な関係だからね。
No honorifics. Just Haruaki. Partners in evil are equal.
呼びにくいよ。
Like that. That's a bit hard for me.
みんなの前で呼んじゃダメだぞ。香織さんの前でもだ。
It's only between us, though. Don't even use it in front of Kaori-san.
香織さんも？
Not even Kaori-san?
だって彼女は善人だ。
I mean, she's a good person.
そっか。そうだもんね。
Yeah, you're right.
悪として香織さんも殺すんだもんね。
We'll kill her because we're evil, right? Exactly.
わかった。春秋。
Alright, Haruaki.
おう、春ちゃん。
Yeah, Haru-chan.
そっちだけちゃん付けはずるい。
Why do you get to call me with a chan? That's not fair.
可愛い女の子をちゃん付けで呼びたい性分なんだ。
It's in my nature to want to call cute girls with a chan. Smooth as ever. Dork, dweeb. Dork. I hate him.
私、
I hate him so
可
much.
愛い？
God damn it, Haruaki. I'm cute?
悪になったことで6割増し。可愛くなった。
Sorry. I know I'm not supposed to reacting to a line until I say read it after, like just for clarity's sake, but this is such a dorky line coming up here. Becoming evil made you at least 60% more cute.
じゃあ許す。
It's not smooth at all. He probably thought that was such a smooth line, though. And it's not. It's the opposite. It's not smooth. I guess I'm fine with it then. She extended her hand to me. I grasped it tightly. We would no longer be wolves of justice, but wolves of evil.
おやすみ。
We're
春秋。
evil now. Good night, Haruaki.
おやすみ。
Good night. I turned around.
よく眠れるとよろしいな。町のお方？
I hope you sleep well, city dweller.
いや、悪党殿。
No. Villain. A cold voice.
神様。神って一体何ですか？
Say, God? Just what is a god?
白々しい。
Heh. Do not act like you don't know.
まあ、こういうのも悪くはありませぬな。刺激があって。ふむ。悪うない。
Well, I do not mind this too much. The intensity is not unpleasant.
火遊びまでたしなむとは刺激的なお方じゃ。
You are the sort that enjoys playing with fire, aren't you? Ah! I walked off as to get away from the laugh, which sounded strangely infuriated. I just remembered that the protagonist of that movie was actually the princess's brother. Pfft. Yeah, Star Wars reference. Wait, but then it took a turn where the princess got together with a wandering rogue. Maybe it was safer to let her call me Nichan. Okay. Okay, Raging Loop. Let's just... And that'll be it for the night. Good couple hours. Good couple of hours. Okay. Let's see. There's only a few more days left before my trip, where there will be no more, obviously, live streams. I'm not going to be doing live streams while I'm gone. Taking a vacation, a slight vacation, and then going to a friend's wedding. Many states away. So, obviously, like I said, on the YouTube, you won't probably, if I do everything correctly, you won't notice a difference. I've built up some streams. I'm, spacing them out appropriately. But obviously on Twitch, if you watch on Twitch, ever check in, I'll be gone for, like I said, probably all together. I probably will be off like 5 or 6 days. It kind of just depends. Like, we're coming up now. We only have a few more days till that trip. Obviously, today's Friday night. I'll be streaming Saturday. Should be streaming Sunday. Should be streaming Monday. Tuesday, I don't leave Tuesday. But I don't know if my night is going to be... Tuesday night's going to be so hectic. Packing. I'll probably leave packing the last moment. In a perfect world, I do make stream on Tuesday night. But I don't know for sure. And then for sure, I'm not streaming Wednesday because I'm leaving Wednesday. And then I'll be back Sunday, like later-ish Sunday, but I could see myself not streaming on Sunday as well, so then I'd be back. So really, it's going to be like either Tuesday to Sunday or Wednesday to Sunday. I probably won't stream because I could probably make it back on Monday at some point, stream-wise. That's all to say. Plans this weekend. We've got probably overall together kind of like 2 new things happening this weekend. One, I've talked about before, vinyl record year 3 collection update. We'll talk, I'll pick either Saturday or Sunday to do the 3rd annual one of those streams where we just talk about what's been added to the collection, my collection personally, showing off, looking at some interesting things in the world of vinyl physical media, and also just talking about music in general to the best of my ability. I always like doing those. They're fun. They're chill. And I did the work for it, so we gotta do it. And then the other day, and amongst these new things we'll probably return to a little more Raging Loop. We'll probably maybe do Screamer as well. But then the day we don't do that, then we'll start, I keep talking about it, but we'll finally do it, a chapter 0 of a new visual novel. Don't worry, it's not taking the place of Raging Loop or anything, but I do want to just get it started in on it before the trip. So that'll be just, I think, one stream. I think we can do all of that in just one stream. So either Saturday or Sunday, we'll start that. Chapter 0 of a visual novel-esque experience. I don't know how true visual novel it is based on definitions, but I count it in my head of what I know of it. So sounds good. Sounds great. Have a great weekend. Have a great rest of your Friday night. I'll be back throughout the weekend. Like I said, probably not start super early tomorrow, but hopefully at a decent enough hour. Because like I said, we got things to do this weekend before my trip. So stream-wise. So thanks for watching. As always, have yourself a nice weekend. I can barely speak. It's been such a long week. Such a weird week, too. Hectic. Lots of things going on. Until another stream, take it easy. Night.